All right, it's 10:40 a.m. KGDR 106.9 FM. Yes, yes, yes. You know how we do it. We love to talk to our favorite artists here on your favorite community station. And we have someone who stopped by to speak with us today. I like to say good Reverend Dr. Bishop, whatever he said, titles doesn't even matter. The JJ Hairston has stopped by to say hello to us, and we are so grateful to you. Hello to you, sir.
Hello, Autumn. How are you?
You know, I'm making it. We're in Dallas, Fort Worth, where the weather is bipolar. So
sure, yeah.
We are definitely hanging in there. So we'll go ahead and
that means you can get any type of weather. So it's you have a variety.
The problem is any type of weather at any time. That's the problem. So we are so glad. Now, where are you right now?
So I live in Bowie, Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C. So we're here in the DMV, and I love it. It's like 80 degrees today, so all is well.
Awesome, awesome. Now, of course, we are fans. I'm a fan. Our listeners are fans. We have people who call all the time and they request your music. Everybody wants to hear from the JJ Hairston. What is your favorite of all the music that you've done?
Wow. There's a song. We love it so much we re-recorded it. It's called Close to You. It's nothing that has ever been on radio, but it's just it was a song that came out of a really sincere place. I was having a conversation with the Lord, and I just wanted, I just want him to know that I just want to be close. Outside of all the accolades, outside of all the awards, I just want to be close to you. And whatever that looks like, that's fine. If there's no awards, if there's no stage, I just want to be close to you. So we did it back in 2007, and we re-recorded it, and it still is just as special to me.
Wow, that is amazing. So talk about the process for when you are preparing for the stage moment. Is it a huge worship set before you go on? What is your process?
So you know what? I don't have that process at all. You know why? Because my worship experience with God is not infrequent. It's not something that happens all the time. So I don't have to conjure. It's like, this is what we do. It's like when you have a conversation with a loved one, you don't have to prepare for it. It's like, this is what we do. And I feel like now, well, let me make sure I'm clear. I don't ever become common with the presence of God, but I also realize that there's a familiarity I have with navigating those moments. So when you see me on stage, it's what I do in my personal space as well.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah. So talk about any family that you have or those who are close to you that just kind of serve as that strength for you to help when pushing through the tough moments.
Well, my wife is the strongest person in my life, really. We've been married this year. Wow. 29 years.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, we've been married all of our lives. We got married when we were 6. No, I'm just kidding.
We were 2.
Right. Yeah. And so we've grown closer together. And what we always say is, like, marriage is a billboard of what a relationship with the Father looks like. It's not always great. It's not always like something you're excited about. There are good moments and bad moments, but at the end of the day, you're staying. And that's what my relationship with my wife is like. I would never say we've had always great times, but we've decided to be together no matter what. And as far as spiritually, she's pushed me stronger and harder than anyone else. Like before, when I wasn't even trying to go to church, she was calling me pastor. So here we are now, living in what she was speaking over 20 years ago. So her and my kids, we have 3 beautiful children that I take responsibly the authority I have in their lives and the assignment I have to father them. That's the most important part of my life. And they stretch me spiritually. Like, if I don't got to pray about nothing else, these kids make me pray.
They make so kids will do that. They will do that.
Absolutely. So they're the most important people in my life.
Wow. So what advice do you have to those people who may be seeking to have families, that man who's searching for that wife? How does that, what advice would you have to finding someone who's actually going to have your back, be there for you and push you?
Right. I'm so glad you said that, because usually people think that wives are waiting for husbands, or husbands, that nobody's looking for a wife. But I know several guys that I pastor now. It's like, I'm trying to find the wife that God has for me. I'm like, so my advice to them is always find somebody that you can see yourself with in 20 years,
Mm.
not in 20 days. Because we as men tend to be a little bit short-sighted when
Mm.
it comes to finding a mate. And if you're looking at what you see and
Yep.
not what you see inside, then you'll wind up with someone you can't spend the rest of your life with. So I'm always trying to help them think for the long haul. And because of that, I when I married my wife all those years ago, it was never, it's like, well, she's always beautiful to me, but she's more beautiful now
Mm.
ever been. And it's not because of how she looks externally. Of course, she's beautiful, but because of what I see in her, there's
Yeah.
there's a radiance that has nothing to do with her outer appearance that I see.
Mm.
So what I encourage all men, in anybody's looking for a mate, make sure you're looking for what's happening within, not just what's happening outside.
Wow, that's good. So we're gonna need you to head up the dating site here that we're
Let's
gonna
go.
to help people find.
Yes, yeah.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. And like I said, we have always been fans of yours. Just a good man of God who
Wow.
has your head on straight. So that's awesome. So let's dive more back into the music. Now you do have a new project that's out,
Yes.
a new single that's out. So talk about that and how did that come about?
So the new project is called Believe Again Volume 2, and I'm so excited about it. The reason why it became Volume 2, it was supposed to be one long record. For those,
Oh,
for those who know me, I tend to record a lot of music, and my songs are like 7 to 8 minutes long. So the guy from my label was like, you cannot put out 2.5 hours worth of music on
no.
one record. It's just not gonna work. So I said, okay, we split the record in half, but when we did that, I had to be sure that both halves felt like whole.
Mm.
So in this volume 2 record, I had more time to work on it because it was really done in September. And so I
Wow.
had more time to finish it and make it something that was really special to me. That's why I think it's probably one of my most favorite records. But to be honest, I stepped away from it. And now to hear all these people say how much they love it, like, oh yeah, it is pretty good.
It's really good. Like it's okay. It's okay.
But the record is Believing in Volume 2, and the lead single is called Reminder. It's a song I co-wrote with Dion Kipping. Now, Dion and I have been releasing and writing music for years.
Yeah.
The first song we released together was Incredible God, Incredible Praise back in
Yeah.
2005. And then in 2009, we released Lord You're Mighty together.
Yeah.
So now here we are again coming together, releasing music that we're proud of. And I feel just as confident in the message of this song as I did with Incredible God, because what the song is saying is, Lord, I'm looking at what I'm facing now. I see what's going on in front of me, but what I need you to do is remind me of all what you already done, all the ways you've already made, all the times you've healed. And then the song ends by saying, and if you did that, if you did it before, then you'll do it again. So that's what the song reminded. And what makes it so impactful, Autumn, is that Dion Kipping, a lot of people don't know, he was going through he had a cancer battle 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he rang his bell in 2022, in the beginning of 2022. So in September of 2022, when we were recording the song, he started to testify in the song. And I know that a lot of people look at certain things as death sentences, but what I'm so grateful is we have songs like Reminder that can tell you, oh, God can heal that too.
Yeah.
He deliver that from that too. So I'm very excited about the record and the single. I hope it blesses everyone that hears it.
Yes, and we are so excited about it. It sounds great. It ministers well, definitely feeds the soul, and of course, glorifies God, which is the number one thing that we need. So, and you guys are, you've heard it. We featured it here on our New Music Mondays and now having it in rotation. So we are excited about it. So talk about some of the other people that you have collabed with, because I know you've worked with everybody.
Yeah, specifically on this record, Travis Green is on it. It's my good friend, my brother. We wrote together for volume 1 and volume 2. We wrote 4 songs together. He, Chandler Moore, and I. They locked us in a room and just said,
Wow.
come out with some music.
Oh, I know that was amazing.
So
Oh
it
my
was great.
goodness.
It was great. So Travis is on the record. But I mean, we've worked with, I mean, Pastor Donnie, who's a good friend of ours. He's the one that made me sing. Dorinda Clark Cole, Karen Clark Sheard, Kiera Sheard, some of everybody we've had the honor of working with. But I can honestly say, this record, Believe Again Volume 2, was special to me because not only was I able to work with some people I really respect, but we're able to platform and introduce some people who are up and coming that are really powerful. There's a young lady on the record named Janae Jones, and she's one of the most popular worship leaders in Atlanta. She's now leading worship at New Birth, Pastor
Wow.
Jamal Bryant. But when you hear this girl sing, there's this purity in her voice that is just so, I mean, it draws people in. So I'm excited that she's on the record. There are others that I'm able to introduce with this new record. So I'm really excited about that opportunity.
You know, that's so good. I like that you're able to reach back and grab those who need that opportunity, because there's so many artists who don't do that, who won't do that.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, even on the record, Adrian Lewis Freeman from Risen is on it. Crystal Aiken, who's the first Sunday's Best winner, is on the record. And she sings this song with such power. And what makes the song she's on so special is that we recorded it with a young man named Kevin Lemons in Atlanta, Georgia. Had one of the best choirs in the country. And he transitioned the end of last year, but this song was the last song he recorded.
Wow.
So in the video, you can see Kevin and see his choir. And his wife sent me a message the day the record released. And she said, I'm crying because I can see the pride in his eyes.
Yeah.
And she said the days after the recording, he just kept talking about how much that moment meant for him. So now everyone gets to experience what that moment was. And I'm just really grateful for that opportunity.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely have a special attachment to that one. Who's that one artist that you never worked with that is your dream to work with them?
There's 2. So Israel Houghton, as much as we've seen each other, hung out, never worked together, never did a song together. So we got to make that happen. I'm excited about that opportunity in the future. And people ask me all the time, who is like the one person you really see yourself patterning after? And believe it or not, it's Fred Hammond, because Fred Hammond originated this urban contemporary praise and worship style. So if I could ever record or write a song with Fred Hammond, it would just blow my mind, because I really feel like I patterned what I do after what he did. Wow,
that's amazing. And here I am. I was his assistant for 7 years.
Really? Tell on me. Tell him
I'm definitely, as soon as we hang up, I'm definitely calling.
Yeah.
Wow. So you are so powerful. We're so glad that God has given you the anointing that you have to change lives, because that's what your music has done. And so you partnering with others to make that happen, you partnering with others to make that even stronger is just, it's just crazy. I just want to be the fly on the wall. Right. You guys go to the studio.
Let's do it. I'll be so excited.
We are so excited about it. So reminder there is a song that we really love playing here on the station. So we're going to play it even more.
Thank you.
And the people are asking for it more. They're also asking, are there auditions for Youthful Praise? I mean, how do I get in? What do we do?
It's so funny. The way people join Youthful Praise is I usually come into town and I'm like, hey, they're good. And believe it or not, I have a whole group of singers in Atlanta that started with me just needing some singers in town. And now I have 12 singers in, like, the bulk of Youthful Praise is in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
So yeah, next time I come to Dallas, we're gonna see who's over there.
Listen, come to Dallas, because Dallas is gonna come strong.
Absolutely.
Speaking of coming to Dallas, do you have anything soon that's connected to Dallas? Because we're looking for you.
Well, actually, so I'm putting a tour together. My wife and I are really excited. Youthful Praise, we've been singing for well over 25 years. So we want to do like an anniversary tour where we go out and sing all this, because it's so funny every time we do a release concert, it's like, how do we fit all of our music in an hour and a half?
It's
Because
hard.
we have over 100 songs released. So we're gonna go around and just sing a lot of our catalog. And she's gonna do her teaching and preaching thing, and then our praise team's gonna come with me. So we're gonna take the experience from my church all over the road. So Dallas has to be one of those stops because you all have supported our music so much.
Wow. Okay, go ahead and put in the plug for your church as well so we can come.
Oh, All Nations DC. Everybody, please stream us. Go check us out. Go to our Instagram page. God is doing some amazing things at the church. And we're only 3 years old. And we're now having, like, we're in the middle of a conference now where like 1,000 people are here. And it's just incredible. It's incredible what God is doing. So check us out on Instagram, YouTube, All Nations DC. All of our messages and services are there.
How does that work with you being such a musical giant? Do you tend to, at church, everybody needs to be like on point? The music ministry got to be like.
You know what's so funny? So Tasha Cobb Leonard helped me with this because I've seen churches that have musical pastors. Nobody wants to do music at their church.
Yeah, no.
It's like this battle, right? Tasha told me, you gotta allow them to fall. Do not keep trying to fix them because they are not you for praise. They are the church. Allow them to grow the same way you were allowed to grow. Otherwise, they just become replicas of you and you want them to be the best them. It helped me because at the time, you know, our church was struggling musically. And I'm like, how could my church be struggling musically? But she really helped me. And now I allow them to grow. Now they're growing and becoming, and they have their own identity musically that has nothing to do with me. So now I can do a full concert at the church and it looks like me, but our praise and worship team gets up and it looks like the church. So I'm really grateful for that.
Oh, wow. That's some really, really, really great advice. Hopefully that will help some other musically inclined pastors. And I have been in ministries where it was like, it just had to be, but it's hard. You know, you hear a bad note and you're like, ooh.
Oh, you want to fix it, right? Yep,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Bad note that, you know, some things just ain't right. And you're just trying to
sound, bad musicians, like, oh, but no, you got to let them figure it out. Let them grow because they'll appreciate the growth more than they'll appreciate your correction.
Wow, that's amazing. I definitely want to go ahead and visit your church. So that's good. So what is the most exciting thing? Now you've won all kinds of awards. We know that, but what is like that one moment in your life where you're just like, oh, this is it?
So, I remember when we were recording the Rest on This Promise record. At the time, my favorite singer, still to this day, my favorite singer was Dorinda Clark Cole, my favorite singer in the world. Amazing. So I brought her in to record this song. She's my favorite female vocalist. I had no idea I was going to be surprised that night with Donnie McClurkin. He just walked into my recording. Had no idea he was coming. He was my favorite male singer in the world. Dorinda singing a song that I wrote, and then Donnie comes on the stage and sings it with her. My favorite female and male singer in the world. I'm not talking about just gospel music. I'm talking about singers
in the world
singing a song that I wrote. I literally sat on the stage and had to take it in. Like, I can't believe this is happening. So out of all the awards and all the accolades and stuff, that moment meant the most to me because it felt like the people I respected also respected me. And it was very rewarding for me in that night.
Now, you mentioned Pastor Donnie made you sing. How did he make you sing? Well, that is him. He does make people sing. But what was that moment he made you sing?
He literally made me sing. So the recording after, a couple of recordings after that, I recorded a song called Bless Me. And I brought him in to record the song. Had no intention on saying a word. I was going to narrate a little bit, like, do my James Porter thing. That's my brother. I was going to talk through it and then bring Pastor Donnie up. All of a sudden, he's on the stage and he starts pointing to me. And I'm like, no, you. And then we get to the studio and we're going to overdub it. And he sits behind the piano. He said, you're going to sing this song. I'm like, no. He said, that's why I came here. I'm okay with my vocals. I want you to sing. So he made me re-record my vocals in the studio, because and from that day, I felt more comfortable in my space and my identity in my voice. Because up until that point, I felt like I needed to have others sing because I was uncomfortable with my own voice.
Oh yeah, know
He
that
helped
feeling.
stretch me to become comfortable who I am, even though it's not like everybody else.
Oh yeah, yep, that's him. He'll make
Yep, exactly.
definitely gonna make you do it.
Yep.
We definitely appreciate Uncle Dunny. Wow, you have had so many awesome and so many wonderful experiences, and I love to see the awesome men of God who are artists, but then you eventually start a church, or
Right.
you're pastoring, and so that's just an awesome thing. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. There's so much more that we want to talk about, so we want to have a part 2 if we can.
Absolutely.
At some point, but go ahead and introduce your new single, because for those who are listening on the air, we're going to go ahead and play the song for them.
Okay.
And then those who are on our social media and you are watching this, we want you to go ahead and find the song.
There you go. This is Reminder, me and YP featuring Dion Kipping. I hope you love it. I love it. Be reminded.
Okay, is there anything else you want to leave with our listening audience?
I just want to say thank you to all of you for your support, and I pray that the music that we've released has been a blessing to you in some way. And as we've been able to have the opportunity to share with others, we invite you to share with others as well. Use whatever platform you have, whatever gift you have, to lead somebody to Christ, because that's the only reason why we're doing this.
That's awesome. Thank you, JJ Hairston.